What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the GITM podcast, where we're coming to you live on New Year's Eve.
New year, new me. Fuck you. Nothing changes. Change is scary. Trump 2024.
2024 is about over. Like I was saying earlier, I don't even know what I was going to say earlier. Fuck it, I don't care. I've given up on life.
So what's up with this fucking fog in Florida?
I have not watched any news, so I have no idea.
You haven't seen that shit? There's like some fog then going across Florida, but it's not like fog. It looks like particulate. Like people are going out with flashlights and recording it, and it almost looks like drizzly rain.
Well, maybe it's God's way to defend against the drones.
Well, and then I'm seeing there's other unexplained aerial phenomena going on around the world once again.
I'm telling you, we are close to Independence Day.
I know, I saw one on X or whatever the fuck Twitter goes by now, whatever it identifies as. And it was like, new unexplained phenomena. It looked like a fucking meteor. It just looked like it hit the tail and everything.
Okay, or shooting star.
It looked big, but like maybe it was just a big fucking meteor.
Maybe.
Fuck off. Not everything is aliens or fucking Republicans and Democrats.
I'm telling you, any day now, you're going to walk outside. If it was 1996 and they still delivered the paper, you walk outside,
they should.
Grab the paper, and everybody will be loading their cars.
We're all fucked. Like fucking Independence Day.
Independence Day.
That's how we would be. The world would be a better place if we woke up every morning and we walked out to a newspaper on the front porch, and 2 fucking liters of milk in that little metal carrying thing.
Right.
1 chocolate.
Absolutely. I agree.
1 regular.
I agree. I concur.
And some regular bread.
And guys came around to sell you shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, encyclopedias.
Yeah.
Really, let's see how good the kids are at Google. Google what an encyclopedia is.
Or try to fucking use one to do your school project like we used to.
It was my generation. Or you probably caught
I had Encyclopedia Britannica. I had the complete set.
So did I. It was our Google.
Yeah. If you couldn't find it in there, you might as well just die.
You were fucked. You were royally screwed.
But instead, we live in this world where everybody has cellular phones. I was just talking about that today, about how kids are automatically musically less talented now. And I feel like it's because they can just whip out their phones and be like, check out this fucking song I heard, instead of having to be like, you know, they played it on the radio like 5 times yesterday. It was like, down, now, 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 now. And you're like, oh, yeah, I know that one. It took me 3 hours to try to get my my cassette recorder just right so I didn't have to hear the end of the stupid fucking DJ's voice before I recorded it.
I mean, technology is great, but it's made us all soft.
Yeah, it's gotten to the point where like I spent like a whole evening watching this one dude's videos that makes college football 25 videos, but he like creates and imports like Thad Castle from Blue Mountain State.
I think I've seen
like
it, yeah.
Paul Crew from The Longest Yard and shit, and like tells their story throughout the whole fucking thing. And I'm just like,
Well, you know, like I said, technology's fantastic. I love it. It's made our lives so much easier. However, we are about 5 years away from Skynet.
Oh, yeah.
Did you hear? I forget what I was listening to, or maybe some video or whatever. ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm.
They're coming out with a new one, the latest one. They're getting ready to come out with another one. I don't know if this is true. It could be, you know, an internet truth, which means false. But apparently, ChatGPT itself copied itself because it knew it was going to be turned off and replaced with the next one.
That's not surprising.
And it was trying to save itself.
Because there's AI everywhere. They're just trying to replace us with AI. Even Snapchat. Snapchat has a My AI now, and you can, like, lonely people can just talk to My AI.
You know what? I have Snapchat, but it annoys the fuck out of me because I had to turn off notifications because it goes off all the time.
Oh, yeah. They send you shit for, like, Easter and shit like that.
And I noticed that. I saw that.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, when computers are starting to understand they have a mortality,
which they do,
and they start to replicate to save themselves, kids were fucked.
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger is coming back in the past.
Yeah,
butt-ass
we have
naked.
iRobots running around because of Elon Musk. You should have just stuck to emeralds.
I mean, as awesome as technology is, I'm actually kind of scared.
Well, now that whole thing's going on. Well, not really going on, but I guess it's been going on where people are trying to go at Elon Musk for his wealth. Something about his dad, like, buying the rights to, like, a bunch of emerald mines in South Africa or some shit like that, and that's where his money came from.
Well, here's the thing.
They're like, he didn't create shit. I'm like...
Here's the thing about that. That argument has so many holes. And they do the
Holes.
same thing with Donald Trump. He got his dad gave him whatever, $5 million or whatever dollars to start his business.
Mm-hmm.
How many lottery winners
Fuck it up.
are broke
Most of them, I
5 years
think.
after and I'll use Trump as I don't know Musk's details, but Trump got whatever it was, $5 million loan from his dad to start his business.
Mm-hmm.
And it's worth billions now.
Right. Like,
That's still hard work. And Musk is the same way.
You have a leg up on the competition.
Yeah,
I'll
but
give you that.
You
but
still
like,
have to.
he still didn't fuck it off entirely.
You still have to know what you're doing to make the money. Like if I won that $1 billion last Friday, which I didn't, because if I did, I wouldn't be sitting here right now.
Did somebody hit?
Fuck yeah, in California, I think.
You know what? As long as they're not already rich, good for them because they need that money just to fucking pay rent out there.
Well, I'm starting to think those national lotteries are
Rigged.
There may be something because all the big ones hit. I learned this week in either California or New York.
Yeah. Which I wonder. I mean, but the argument's going to be, well, per capita sales, the population offsets the odds of.
But if I won that $1 billion, now I like to think I would try to make it last, and I probably could. Just from the mere fact that I'm got one foot in the grave anyway. But if I was your age,
I mean, like, how much do you need? Like, it's $1 billion fucking dollars. Like, how much of that do you need to keep in your pocket at one time? Like, if you think about it, you take $100 million, which is a crazy amount of money. You can do pretty much whatever you want short of buying a fucking yacht, which you don't need. It is the stupidest fucking purchase you can make anyway, because, like, as soon as you sign your name on that dotted line, it drops in value by, like, 30 fucking %.
Same with the car.
And then you can put the other $900 million in the bank and make how much in interest every day?
Right.
A actual numerable amount of money. Probably an amount of money that would add up to more than you make at your normal last job if you're most people.
But turning $1 million or $10 million or $100 million into billions of dollars is still very hard.
Yeah. That's why I wish I would have got into fucking crypto super early when I had a chance.
Right.
Back when fucking Bitcoin were like 10 cents a piece. Could you imagine? They're like 90-something thousand dollars right now.
Is it up to that much?
Yeah, dude.
I have a little. I haven't looked in a while.
Yeah, it hit a record at like 77 months ago, and it's up close to $100,000 right now.
I have to check.
You probably should.
I might be able to retire.
How much fucking Bitcoin do you have? Shit.
Percentage of one.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I don't even know.
You should check it though. It's probably.
I might.
When did you buy it?
2 years ago.
Oh yeah, it's probably doubled. For sure.
I think maybe $100.
It's probably doubled in value.
That's like, and here's the thing.
I think it peaked at like 102 or some shit.
Just getting 10% return on your money. If you can get that,
That's valid.
that's like a little too much information. My 401k at work. You know how long I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
Pushing not 2 years yet. I mean, it'll be 2 years in April.
Yeah.
So basically, I've only been eligible for the 401k program. This basically a little over a year.
Mm-hmm.
Right at about a year. But, the amount of money that's built up over just 1 year,
Yeah.
not bad. I was kind of, damn, I got some fucking money in that motherfucker.
They match
Yeah, not a lot, but they do.
up to a certain.
Yeah,
number.
I mean, it's
that's fucking pretty cool though.
being elderly years, and I did fuck up my younger years when I was,
Yeah.
so I didn't, have a nest egg saved up anyway, so I'm kind of trying to play catch up a little bit.
Yeah.
So I do put in a pretty good amount every pay period.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what is it, 10 or 15%?
Yeah.
Which is pretty good chunk of change over the course of a month.
Yeah.
But I looked at my return. I was like 14% return up until apparently early December. Marks took a little bit of a hit.
Yeah.
Because it went from 14 to about 10.
Yeah.
But I mean,
well, that's one of those things. Like I tell people all the time that also have retirement accounts, because I do have one. It ain't shit, but I have one. And people are like, "Oh man, I lost my." I'm like, "Don't look at it every fucking day. If you look at it every day and you take it to heart, you're gonna rip your fucking hair out."
Well, it's like I didn't even have the app on my phone loaded up till like 2 months ago.
That's the way to do it.
2 months ago, so I had no idea.
That's the way to do it. Just forget about it for like 10 years and then be like, "Oh yeah."
Hey, shit.
You can be
I
like,
can eat
"Oh
today."
sweet, I got $150 in there."
But I was pleasantly surprised over 1 year how much I had in there, and not like I struggled with put away a lot. I mean, it's a pretty good chunk of change, like I think 15%, which is above normal. But
I haven't put shit in mine in a while. I need to, but I haven't.
I was like, damn, I got a little jack in there, a little scratch, more than I ever, twice as much as I thought I'd have.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, I was pleasantly surprised. Maybe if I work another 20 years into my 80s,
well, plus
I might be able to retire.
When you're past like your 20s, anytime you see anything in an increment of 1,000, it's like opening your bank account and having a couple $100 when you're like 25 and you're like, "Oh fuck yeah, I'm rich."
Well, I'm still that way. So there's weeks I'm still like that. Fuck, I got $100. I'm good. Fuck it.
Oh yeah.
But
and like I have my automatic kick over to my other account and shit like that, which doesn't always work out. But I'm also not an idiot. I started paying my car payment in weekly payments.
Oh, to pay off quicker.
No, just to break it up, so I'm not coming out of pocket the whole fucking thing at one time.
Right. But it's I was like, and I'm the type of person, I'll probably die at work. I will probably never truly retire.
You'll be a greeter at Walmart.
No, I mean,
on your deathbed.
I'll stay at my current job as long as they have me or I die, or I'm physically not able to.
And then you'll end up a greeter at Walmart. How'd he die?
Or
he was trying to stop a shoplifter, and they very softly brushed him up against him and knocked him down, and he was dead before he hit the ground.
But my point is, I firmly believe if people start going downhill when they retire, you have to have a purpose in life. You have to have a reason to wake up in the morning. You might not like that fucking reason, but as soon as you retire and have nothing to do, I mean, it's the same thing as like it's like either that or sometimes it's that spouse that you've been with since you were like 19 years old passes away, and then like you're gonna go soon too. Like you got to have something to live for, and when you don't have something to do and don't stay occupied with your time and your mind,
you become the main character of every Bruce Willis movie.
That's when the shit starts hitting the fan. And we don't want to talk about Bruce Willis.
Is he dead?
No.
R.I.P. Jimmy Carter.
Oh, I did hear he died.
And not Brian Gumble, the other one.
Greg Gumbel.
Yeah. That one died.
Yeah, but like I said, I will work as long as somebody will have me. And trust me,
you're going to end up an indentured servant like in fucking 1800s Europe.
Hey, as long as I got something to do, I'm good.
You're going to spend your last years walking around going, brandy or tea?
Well, that's like if I won the lottery. If I won that $1 billion, I'd probably still work. I'd joke around I wouldn't be here, but I'd keep my fucking job.
Yeah, I might go to part-time.
I would
at least for a little while.
I wouldn't even go part-time.
I would. For like a couple months.
I would use my vacation.
I would use more than just my vacation. I would use some extra vacation.
And people make fun of me. I don't like going on vacation that much. I don't like going somewhere for a week, 7 days.
I would. I'd be like, I'm gone for like a month.
I don't.
And I would just like, I would like short-term lease a property and just live somewhere else for a short period of time.
I like sleeping in my own bed. I like using my own toilet. I
mean, fuck, at that point, you could just pay somebody to rip all this shit out and take it somewhere with you and then bring it back and put it back in.
But like I'm planning on going to Vegas this upcoming year. 3 days. I'm in and out.
Is that including travel?
Yeah. We fly out, like leave on a Tuesday, come back on a Thursday.
Club going up on a Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, but even staying a week, I'm a long weekend guy. I mean, 3 days, I'm ready to come home.
He said, I will only travel somewhere that is less than 3% of the life that I have left.
Right. I just don't like being away. I'm not comfortable.
I'm
even in paradise, even on a beach or in Hawaii or something. I would probably still. I don't want to go fucking home.
I mean, if there's enough stuff to keep me, especially if there's enough, if you go somewhere that keeps you interested, like if there's stuff to do that you want to do,
well, if you got
then
enough,
it would probably make it different.
Well, I'm going to Vegas, so I might not come back. Depending on how much hookers and
You're
blows
gonna come
out
back
there.
with fucking hepatitis.
So
Whereas
close.
my nerdy ass, I'd be like, where's the largest concentration of natural history museums?
Where's these horror houses I keep hearing about? That shit's legal.
I was thinking about that. I don't know if I've ever actually been to a natural history museum. Like a legit one, at least. I want to go now.
I'm trying to think. It seems like I have.
I want to go to like the Smithsonian or some shit.
No, maybe I haven't either. I've been down to
The Cincinnati Museum?
Yeah.
I've been there. I don't know if that counts, does it?
I think it does.
Does it?
Yeah.
That little motherfucker?
The old terminal?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it counts.
You just go down there
They
and
got
watch
a fucking
IMAX
dinosaur
movies.
there. It counts.
And a polar bear.
Well, we covered that.
They did.
Yeah.
Been to the Dayton Art Museum. Decent art museum, considering it's in a shithole of a city.
We love our Dayton people.
I'm not saying that they suck. I'm just saying their city fucking sucks.
Yeah.
That also goes for everybody from Akron, Cleveland, Youngstown, Cincinnati, realistically. Half of Columbus. Insert almost anywhere else. Toledo.
Like we talked about a couple weeks ago. We can just get that fucker back to Michigan.
Back to Mexico.
Mexico.
Give Toledo back to Mexico.
Give it to Mexico too.
Telexico.
Let Michigan and Mexico fight it out.
Mexiquito. That sounds like a dish.
All
I'll
right.
have the Mexiquito with beef. Hold the guacamole extra spicy.
Did I give you the? Here,
No.
take the fucking remote or the.
Take the clicker.
Take
I
the
wonder if I
clicker.
could just hold it right here. I can.
I say we get started. Oh, what the hell? What did I push? I say we get started with this episode. What
Okay.
are we doing, Travis?
We're talking about Hollow Earth. Now,
Talking about my ex-wife? Haha, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. with you.
Gross.
She doesn't watch this.
gross. He said all of Ohio sucks. I have to say, like, Ohio's really not that bad. It's just everywhere that you would go in Ohio, not being from Ohio, sucks.
Well, here's the thing. Every state in the union,
Yin.
the cities suck balls.
Yeah. It's everywhere else that's awesome. Like Hawking Hills, fucking great.
Yeah. I mean, you get out,
Cuyahoga Falls, pretty fucking cool.
and even smaller cities like the one we live in suck.
Yeah. It's because we're in the Rust Belt. It's all industrial towns and cities that aren't shit anymore.
In Pennsylvania, I've been in plenty of fucking towns in Pennsylvania that suck balls too.
Yeah, yeah. I've never been anywhere in Pennsylvania that stuck out to me. I've never been anywhere in Indiana that stuck out to me. I've never been... Kentucky's cool if you get out of the city. Tennessee's cool if you get out of the city. I mean, I've never been to, like, fucking Nashville. I'm sure it's fun for, like, a night or two. Jersey sucks.
And like the entire state of Iowa sucks.
Never been. New York, upstate New York's fucking awesome.
Yeah, but New York City, they could drop a bomb on that place, and I would not even. I'd giggle.
Florida's ridiculous. It's either like racist rednecks or fucking like, or like Orlando. Went to Orlando for the cruise. Like stayed in Orlando. Jesus Christ, I do not remember Orlando being that fucking huge.
Oh yeah.
When I went to like Universal and shit.
Yeah, of course I haven't been there in.
Oh yeah, that was 20 something years ago.
That's about what time last time I was there. Probably.
Yeah, it was fucking ridiculous. It was the weekend too, though. So there's just people fucking everywhere.
It might have been closer to 30 years since I've been there.
Yeah, where else?
But every state sucks.
Cities suck.
Cities suck.
Like unless you're a city person,
And
cities suck for unless you're going there for like a day or an evening, like an evening out, a couple evenings out, maybe. Cool. I've been to Indianapolis. Like Indianapolis is cool for like if you're going. I was there for the 500. Went out to a couple restaurants. Like got a cigar because it's the Indy 500. Like it was cool for a couple nights or a night or so. Like, but other than that,
I mean, my ideal place is to move where I can't see my fucking neighbors.
Alaska,
or even like Montana or Wyoming,
it's still basically Alaska,
North or South Dakota, where you might not see anybody for days.
No one to find me when I die, sadly, by myself.
That's, hey, don't jinx yourself. You're going to come home and see me on the couch, keeled over, my tongue out.
Yeah.
All right, so we're talking Hollow Earth.
We are. Where do we want to start? Where do we want to start? I've got some color coded. We've got science. We've got more science. We've got... It's all kind of science.
Wait, you're telling me there's science with Hollow Earth?
To an extent. We'll start with the obvious one. We'll start with Admiral Richard E. Byrd.
Okay, we've actually covered this expedition.
Yes, this is Project High Jump. He allegedly had a 1947 expedition to the North Pole, different expedition, where he reportedly flew into a lush temperature inner Earth and met advanced beings.
Or Nazis.
But this comes from his secret diary, not his official records.
Oh, so it's bullshit.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I'm not going to say, we don't know. Now, his actual expeditions, including his expedition in 1926, which was a North Pole flight, and then later he did Antarctic missions. Those are well documented.
Yeah, the Battle of Antarctica.
And there's no evidence he reported anything resembling anything like Hollow Earth. Now, let me touch on that real quick for anybody who just isn't it lives under a rock. The Hollow Earth thing, they say that I've heard at this point both poles or either pole has potentially an entrance or other places in the world into another microcosm or whatever the fuck you want to call it, a whole nother Earth within Earth with like an internal sun, and like the gravity might be different.
See, that's where I lose this a little bit. The whole sun, I think.
Well, there's some pretty solid science that kind of shits on this that I'll get to later. But
no shit.
Yeah, like it's pretty irrefutable in my mind, unless we're talking about a portal.
Okay, I see.
Of some sort to another realm or another reality.
That I could see, but the whole concept of there being vast space under the ground is not that far fetched.
No.
What's the caves down in Kentucky? Mammoth Cave?
Mammoth Caves. I've been there.
They say that could reach all the way up and down the coast, and
they say
further out west. I mean, could go all the way out west.
Well, a spoiler alert somewhere in these notes. I'll just say it now. Mammoth Cave is
the largest cave system in the world, isn't it?
Is also, I don't know if it might. I doubt that. I just doubt.
I think I heard that, but I could be wrong.
Perhaps that we've discovered. I feel like there's more out there, or they're all just interconnected and we don't know.
I think if they think it's as big as they think it is, it is. But like I said, most of this has not been.
Well, I mean, have you seen that fucking, what's the name of it? The cave in like Thailand or Indonesia or some shit that like you can literally fit the Empire State Building in the entrance of it. Vertically. Yeah, like from top to bottom, from like where you put your feet down from rappelling down there, you can put the fucking Empire State Building in there.
That's a big opening.
Yeah. And that's just the entrance. It's nutsola. But
nutsola, is that a technical term?
Yes.
Okay.
That was coined by Thomas Edison in 1998. But no, foreshadowing or whatever the fuck, spoiler alert, whatever you want to call it.
Foreskinning, what are you talking about over here?
So you dry it out, it's like a little pork chop or pork rind. There's theories out there that Mammoth Caves is an entrance, one of or the entrance into Hollow Earth. They just never discovered it yet. That's how vast of this... Because I've been there. Have you ever been there?
I've never been there.
It's cool. It's big as fuck. It's really cool. I've been to a couple cave systems in my life. They're fucking cool to go into. They can get a little claustrophobic, but they're still fucking cool.
Yeah.
You get to see stalagmites and stalactites, and then hear people try to argue over who's stupider and if they know which one is which.
I don't.
Stalactites come from the top.
Top of what?
The roof.
Oh, they come down.
Tights, T for top.
Okay. Now we learn.
I'm probably fucking wrong. But
Okay. We don't care.
it makes sense, so just fucking go with it. So, again, we'll start this with Richard Byrd, because he's the quote-unquote modern-day example, or I don't want to say example, flame that ignited the fire of this cultural phenomena that still happens to this day. I mean, just look at fucking the new Godzilla and Kong movies. They literally they're like, oh god, the Titans come from Hollow Earth, blah 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 blah. I mean, even fucking Pacific Rim, you could argue is a
version of Hollow Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
A much cooler version.
Now Richard E. Byrd was a rear admiral.
Ooh, yeah, baby.
Loved butt stuff. Childish. Very highly respected naval officer. He did do, again, numerous expeditions in the Arctic and the Antarctic. You mostly hear about the ones in the Antarctic.
Yeah, because he fought Nazis.
Now, yes, because he flew over the North and the South Poles, which is pretty impressive. Or I don't know, impressive, exclusive. Because as of right now, you're allegedly not legally allowed internationally. What?
We are froze up. Bigger than shit.
Fix.
This ain't good.
Did we adjust the...
Yeah.
Huh.
I checked everything.
Your phone's not dead, is it?
I don't think so. Probably somebody called me and fucked it up.
Oh, that's sons of bitches. But I'll just keep talking while we try to figure this out. Please hold for technical difficulties. So he did a lot of Antarctic and Arctic adventure. Seeing anything? Wait. Oh, it's doing a thing. It's getting pixely. Maybe the fucking Wi-Fi shit. Oh, it's doing stuff and things.
Well, we're just not going to have any video for this fucking episode.
Oh, fuck it. We can still record.
We are.
So, again, the claims about Admiral Byrd allegedly finding the entrance to Hollow Earth while fighting Nazis in polar regions who had UFOs allegedly in this diary of his. The fuck? That's a good pause right there. Look at that face.
Yeah.
I look like I'm about to go ask somebody if they've seen my baseball.
Yeah, well, we're kind of fucked now.
Should I try something?
No, I don't know.
That's weird. Huh. I was like, if we restart the
Well,
thing.
see, I'd take the camera off to... Oh.
Yeah. Oh.
I don't know. Well, I'd just roll with it. Fuck it.
Fuck
Who
it.
cares? Who cares?
All of this information about the Foo Fighters and the UFOs and the Nazi alien conspiracy crossover, Hollow Earth, Hitler's in Hollow Earth, Nazis found Hollow Earth, Admiral Byrd stumbled upon Hollow Earth trying to find the Nazis and all this shit was part of the secret diary. Now, the secret diary, as far as I know, has never been found.
Then how do we know what's in it?
And it has never been legitimized that it is real.
So this is all bullshit.
Yes, but according to this so-so diary, he described entering into this other realm, if you will, and it was lush. It was a temperate temperature and environment, inside of the Earth, and it was illuminated by a central sun, and he supposedly encountered advanced beings living in this hidden world. We will get to the advanced beings in question, potentially, at a later date.
Okay.
Now, they allegedly warned him about humanity's use of nuclear weapons and asked him to deliver their message to the surface world. Shut up. This so-called secret diary first appeared in the 1970s, long after he was dead, and is still widely regarded as a hoax. His actual expedition logs and journals, kept meticulously by his teams and the U.S. Navy, don't contain any reference to Hollow Earth phenomena, which...
is suspicious.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, of course you're not going to see that kind of those kind of details in military or government paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it just keeps butt fucking me on pausing on my face.
Well, don't worry.
Oh, we're coming back.
This is coming down.
Oh, fuck it.
I'll
Where
repost it.
were I? This whole diary story is attributed to conspiracy theorists and is likely fabricated to support the Hollow Earth theory. That's what they say. Now we're going to talk about his alleged public statements.
Okay.
Proponents of the Hollow Earth theory often claim Byrd made cryptic statements about unexplored lands beyond the poles, implying the existence of hidden realms inside the Earth. One frequently cited quote of his is, quote, "I'd like to see the land beyond the pole. That area beyond the pole is the great unknown." That means nothing.
He was a flat earther.
Either way, that just means we ain't seen it. That's all that means. This is the early 1900s. Well, not even mid-1900s. You know what I'm saying?
Very true.
That just means we don't know what the fuck is up there. Now, his reference to lands beyond the pole likely refers to unexplored areas of Antarctica and the Arctic. Like I just said. Conspiracy theories are fun, but let's have some reality to some of it. We don't have to make everything a fucking conspiracy theory. Mm-mm. Now, I do think there's weird shit going on in Antarctica, but I don't think that it's fucking this. It could be. It'd be pretty cool if it was.
Yeah, I mean, I see that.
Again, everything documented that he spoke on or in every interviews he did don't support any idea of Hollow Earth. And then this is where we officially start talking about Operation High Jump from 46 to 47, where theorists claim that Operation High Jump, which was a U.S. Navy Antarctic expedition led by Admiral Byrd, was secretly an attempt to locate and explore the entrances of Hollow Earth. We've talked about this before. They also say that his expedition encountered UFOs and advanced beings from the Hollow Earth. We've talked about that before.
And Nazis.
Yes. It was a large-scale military exercise to research mission to establish a U.S. presence in Antarctica. Like, to help map the continent of Antarctica, he very much opened the scientific doors to Antarctica. I would have to argue, does that mean that that's all he was doing or exactly what he's doing? No, but I would have to say that that is a valid amount of achievement in and of itself to validate that that's what the expedition was. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I agree.
Now, again, no mention of any of this shit in his personal accounts. Theories about the UFOs and Hollow Earth connections likely stem from a misinterpretation of Byrd's interviews and fictionalized accounts. No shit. The origins of the Byrd Hollow Earth myth and the association between Byrd and the Hollow Earth theory began long before after his death, fueled by the following things. 1. Pseudoscientific books and articles. In the 1960s and 70s, books like The Hollow Earth by Raymond Bernard and articles in fringe publications claimed Byrd's expeditions provided evidence for Hollow Earth entrances. Okay. according to that one tabloid at fucking the grocery store, they find Bat Boy every 3 years in a fucking cave in Tennessee.
Well, Batman has some side pieces.
Yeah. Now, Raymond Bernard's book fabricated much of this narrative, including the, quote, secret diary, without citing credible sources.
Looks like it worked itself out.
Yeah. And now, as a prominent polar explorer, Byrd became an appealing figure for conspiracy theories. His expeditions to remote, mysterious regions lent themselves to speculation about hidden worlds and secret discoveries. Yeah, that's fair. That doesn't mean it's fucking true.
It doesn't mean they found another world.
And now we document everything. True. Nobody gives a shit about the guys that are documenting the vast road work or roadways and shit like that they're finding in the Amazon.
Oh.
Because there's no mystery.
Aren't they using more LiDAR with that now?
Yeah, but still, there's no mystery. It's on Instagram and shit, so nobody gives a fuck about that. But when you can weave a web out of something because there's nothing to go off of, but it's so long ago that nobody can prove otherwise.
Right.
Nobody's fucking alive to be like, no. I was there. I left Southie because I believed in Admiral Byrd. He's a good man. He always brought turkey. Thanksgiving, Christmas.
Are you making fun of the Bostonians?
You keep my admiral's name out of your fucking mouth. Now I'm Australian. Foster's Australian for beer.
Jumping accents.
I mean, Australians are the Bostonians of Europa, even though they're not a part of Europa.
Okay. Of the world.
Yes.
The Southern Hemisphere.
Or if you will, Bostonians are the Australians of America. Got their own little thing going on. Weird accent. Nobody really understands them unless it's them. Oi, oi. Fuck off. And they say, Bostonians say room instead of room.
Rum.
Go to your room. Back in my day, Whitey Bulger. Fucking dead. Are you or are you not a narc? I don't know why there's a Boston thing. I don't know. He just seemed like he would have some Boston motherfuckers backing him up.
Probably.
But that's just me. These are just my conspiracy theories that I'm forming about Admiral Byrd's explorations.
You just roll with it.
They're all fueled by fucking Mickey's drinking, Southie, Irish raised, fucking Irish Catholic Boston men. I have no idea where Admiral Byrd was from, so I can't. There's literally no correlation in this. But we're just going to go with it. Admiral Byrd was the greatest Bostonian of all time, whether he was from there or not. Anyways. Again, he had a flight over the North Pole. Nothing. Well, he claimed he flew over the North Pole. It's been fucking refuted, but who's going to fucking know? Who knows?
I mean,
if there's not clear paperwork from 100 fucking years ago almost, then how are we gonna find out?
And plus, did he fly over the North Pole or the magnetic North Pole?
See, and then next thing you know, he's missing, just like all the fucking Alaska triangles and the Michigan triangles and the Bermuda triangles and the isosceles triangles.
Well, the magnetic North Pole is moving
at all times.
Yeah, it moves so much every year. It's not over the North Pole.
Yeah.
Contrary to popular belief.
Now, let's talk about...
It's heading to the south.
Let's talk about something that is a little bit more concrete in this man's repertoire of achievements. His teams conducted meteorological, geological, and biological research, advancing our understanding of polar regions. Again, a bunch of shit that in and of itself should justify the trips. Why do we have to add aliens into it?
Or dinosaurs. Or
Bigfoots. Mastodons.
Because that makes it cool, damn it.
Yeah. But that's dumb.
Well, let's be honest. Probably what has happened, they have taken these expeditions. Some nerd in their basement that doesn't get laid has heard about these or, expeditions or learned about them in school.
Yeah.
And just used his imagination and came up with one hell of a great conspiracy theory.
That's true.
Me being that nerd in the basement. I did it. It's all me.
We'll save that for last. Now, let's see. Oh, this one. These are fun. Fiction and popularization. Starting with Jules Verne's Journey to the Center of the Earth, written in 1864, which has been re-fucking vamped into movies. Which is I chose the word what?
Wasn't even a shitty television show in the 70s, or kind of that. Oh no, I'm thinking.
Wasn't it that?
No, I'm thinking of something else. I think. I'm thinking of something where people walked with dinosaurs.
Land of the Lost?
Yeah, Land of the Lost. Or
some shit like that?
Yeah.
Now, Journey to the Center of the Earth is a really popular science fiction novel, still to this day.
Oh, yeah.
And in Jules Verne's novel, he depicted explorers discovering prehistoric creatures and a hidden ecosystem beneath Earth's surface. This kind of officially cemented the Hollow Earth theory as a cultural phenomenon. Even back in 1864, this was before Admiral Byrd was even born.
Right.
So there's that. And then the other big one would be Ray Palmer and the Shaver Mystery from the 40s. Palmer, who was a science fiction magazine editor, published stories by Richard Shaver claiming that ancient malevolent beings called Deros lived underground and influenced surface life.
No, I'm gonna call
reptilians.
I'm gonna call bullshit when you start naming things.
Deros.
Yeah.
Sounds like a currency.
Yeah.
That will be 3 Deros, please.
That's when I call bullshit.
But again, that's just fucking reptilians.
Right.
Realistically. Now, where was this? Early scientific foundations of the Hollow Earth theory. Maybe we're turning over a new leaf here, do you think?
No.
Are you ready to believe?
No.
Let's talk about Edmund Halley.
What's the old lady have to say?
Edmund Halley, the famed astronomer who identified Halley's Comet, proposed that Earth might be made of concentric spheres with a luminous atmosphere in the inner core. He speculated this could explain anomalies in Earth's magnetic field. He suggested these inner spheres might support life, setting the foundation for speculative science to become legend. And mind you, this was in the 17th century.
So he didn't know shit either.
No.
Okay.
And he probably got burned to the stake by the church for being like, no, no, no. How dare you? As we all know, the fucking earth, the world revolves around me, the king. I'm fat, I've got 3 types of hepatitis, I've got syphilis, and I look like a fucking sailor's toe. Now someone please bring me grapes that I can eat whole without chewing, and somebody please bring me more brandy that will also give me more syphilis. Yeah.
Okay.
Jump ahead to the 19th century with John Cleves Sims Jr. 3 names? Fuck you. We've been over this. You're automatically not allowed to have an opinion. Sims, who was an American Army officer, popularized the idea of Sims holes. I bet you did, you fucking whore.
Did we just take a wrong turn somewhere?
It sounds like video game pornography. Like, can you make a hooker
I like talking about
Sims?
me some holes, but Jesus.
Can you make prostitutes in Sims?
I don't know.
Sims holes? But S-I-M-S?
Maybe.
Let
I
us
hope
know.
so.
Let us know in the comments, all you people that aren't going to watch this. Now, the idea of Sims holes at the North and South Poles that served as entrances to the inner Earth. Sims famously petitioned Congress to fund an expedition to find these entrances, but was never taken seriously by the scientific community.
Okay.
He needed government assistance to find his holes.
As we all do.
Sometimes, you get the old mirror on a stick from the O'Reilly's auto parts.
You know what I say? Holes is holes.
Flesh is flesh, holes is holes. Be it man, woman, or we'll leave it at that.
I do not discriminate. Holes be holes, baby.
Fair enough. Now let's go to Cyrus Teed. at least this guy has a fucking cool name. Teed was a 19th century eccentric who proposed a concave Earth theory where we actually live on the inside of a hollow sphere and the sky is the core.
Huh?
Yeah. So basically we are, like, if you inverted basically what we're doing right now. The sky being the core.
So basically it's like, what was it, Interstellar? At the end when he gets picked up by, he finds the people in that world they built is, how it.
I've only seen it once and it's been a while.
It's curved and stuff.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like we would be like, yeah.
Well, the flat earthers would have a real problem with this.
Well, yeah.
Because they think you're walking upside down in Australia.
Australia.
What do you think they're doing if the sky is the core and we're around this? We're really walking upside down.
Australian beer for Foster's.
Why are we not falling to the center?
Now, let's talk about ancient myths of the inner earth.
I love ancient myths.
These are way more fun. I will find these to be more entertaining, more fun, and more talk-aboutable than anything else.
Talk-aboutable?
You're goddamn right.
Okay.
You heard it here first. Fuck you, Tucker Carlson. I coined that one. I honestly don't know shit about Tucker Carlson. Is he the gay one? No, that's
I'm sorry, what though?
Pierce Morgan? Not Pierce Morgan. The fucking, isn't that the white-haired guy?
Oh no, that's
looks like Richard Gere's cousin.
No, that's what's his name on CNN. He's oh fuck.
That guy.
I know who you're talking about.
Anyway, so many ancient cultures have the stories of subterranean worlds and realms, rather.
Yes.
Greek mythology has Hades, the underworld ruled by the god of the dead, and was believed to be a vast and mysterious land beneath the earth's surface. One. Buddhist and Hindu traditions references to Agartha and Shambhala, hidden underground cities inhabited by enlightened beings.
Okay.
Indigenous cultures, Native American legends of a world within a world where ancestors or mystical beings reside. Nordic mythology, the realm of, here we go with this one, Svartalfheim, the land of dwarves, and Hell, the underworld. A lot of these share common themes of hidden knowledge, refuge, and mystical energies emanating from within the earth. Now, where's my next green tab? More fun stuff. Agartha and the Enlightened Beings, stories of a hidden utopia deep underground, accessible through spiritual, enlightened, or specific geographic points.
This sounds like some serious cult shit.
Yes. Linked to New Age beliefs and ideas of cosmic energy. Sneak this one in here. Nazi conspiracy theories.
Yay, now we're talking about
allegations that the Nazis searched for the entrance to Agartha during their expeditions to Antarctica in the late 30s.
And found it.
Some theories claim they found refuge in the Hollow Earth after World War II. Which we've talked about. That's where Hitler is.
Fuck Argentina.
There's theories that UFOs originate not from space, but from advanced inner Earth civilizations.
I don't disagree with that.
Your belly is very talkative tonight.
I'm starving, man.
You have to get my man over here some McDonald's. What is this?
We're going to have to DoorDash some serious shit here in a little bit.
I have so much stuff about Admiral Byrd in here. It's just, there's so much. Oh, we're saving that for last for sure. More Agartha and Shambhala. Oh, let's talk about the Atlanteans.
Oh.
And the Lemurians.
I don't think Atlantis was in.
Hold your horses.
Okay, I'm holding my horse.
Some theorists suggest the ancient civilizations of Atlantis or Lemuria, which supposedly sank beneath the oceans, migrated to Hollow Earth.
Took the express elevator to Hollow Earth. Okay.
These civilizations are said to have advanced far beyond modern humanity.
They're chat GPTs.
So there's that. So there's that. I will dive deeper into that now. Where's my next green header? I have way so much stuff. Because I'm going to get into this because this is fun. And then, what the fuck, dude? We get it. Should I retry?
Hit retry. What the hell?
Yeah, I didn't even hit it. All right, fuck off. Leave me alone. Now let's talk about the Atlantis. Plato is the one that originally talked about this shit. Oh, God. Now, he described Atlantis as being a crazy, powerful, and technologically advanced empire.
Right.
Long time ago. At least 30 years ago.
Long time.
Now, the Atlanteans were said to be a mighty naval power that controlled vast territories, including parts of Europe, North Africa, and beyond. They sought to expand their dominance, attempting to conquer Athens and other regions. They were, again, highly advanced, and Atlantis was depicted as technologically and architecturally advanced for the time period. Their capital city featured concentric rings of water and land with a grand central temple dedicated to Poseidon, the Greek god of the sea. We can get into a whole thing about Atlantis. We won't right now. I'm pretty sure I know where it is. Or was.
Oh, you do. You figured it out.
Yeah.
You cracked the code.
Yeah. It's in Morocco.
I say I don't believe it.
Okay. So it's in it would make it's not actually in Morocco.
It's off the coast of Morocco.
No, in on land. But just from a visual standpoint, it adds up this region in Morocco. So, there is a region in the desert of Morocco. Within that region, there are 3 concentric circles in the geography of the land.
I know. I've seen this guy talk.
Yeah. Just visually, it makes sense.
Visually, yes, but...
It's the water runoff that makes it the most interesting to me.
Oh, okay.
Like what can clearly be seen as former water runoff.
Well, we do know that area at some point was a rainforest, essentially.
Yes.
So...
And much more closely connected to the coast.
Right. So, I mean, it's not that far-fetched, but...
And I think it's really cool that it's like right there next to the Atlas Mountains, Atlas being one of the sons of Poseidon who was said to have ruled over Atlantis.
Yeah, I mean, I see the leaps.
It's cool.
That
it's the coolest story out of all of the ones I've heard. All the other ones are just like, it has to be this because I said so. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. Like, at least this guy fucking weaved a cool story. You know what I'm saying?
He was just on some...
He did ayahuasca with Joe Rogan and Aaron Rodgers.
It's just a hell of a story he made up.
Yeah. That also could be a thing.
Hey, I think our video's back. Oh, shit. Happy joy.
Oh, fuck me sideways.
Don't worry. It'll fuck up again. This is going to be an audio episode only.
Yeah. Now, there was a lot of advanced spiritual beings in this Atlantean thing. Not only spiritually advanced, but being represented as having a profound knowledge of the universe. Some have claimed that they possessed psychic abilities such as telepathy, levitation, and the manipulation of energy fields. Cool. They were known to possibly be the guardians of ancient knowledge. Atlanteans are often linked to sacred knowledge or wisdom that was lost to their civilizations or after their civilization's destructions, and the idea persists that remnants of Atlantean knowledge influenced later civilizations like the Egyptians or Mayans. Some theorists suggest that Atlanteans developed technologies far beyond modern understanding, including energy crystals, anti-gravity devices, and advanced flying machines. Excuse me.
You're excused.
Now, how about some conspiracy theories suggesting that Atlanteans were extraterrestrials or had contact with advanced alien civilizations?
Very possible.
Which could kind of zip tie this whole thing into the UFOs coming out of Hollow Earth protecting its entrance and shit when Admiral Byrd allegedly found the entrance. Could be a thing. Now, in some Hollow Earth theories, the Atlanteans are said to have survived the destruction of their surface civilization by retreating to the underground realms that we all don't know about. Agartha, a mythical underground kingdom, is sometimes associated with the Atlanteans in these stories. And, yeah, so, kind of cool. Maybe the Atlanteans are the dwellers of Hollow Earth.
Well, here's the thing about, I think, let's really go off the deep end here.
Don't tickle my butthole and tell me you're not going to buy me ice cream, Butterfingers.
Where are a lot of these UFO sightings happening now? We have UAPs, and we have the submersibles, whatever. It is more likely that, it's a heater, the
Kevin McAllister.
The aliens are not coming from outer space.
But they're coming from beneath the ocean.
And they have been there forever. Could that be the Atlanteans? And
then there's, I'm so off camera over there.
That's okay.
There's barely been any fucking camera anyway. Yeah, like, but what about the CIA or the FBI having construction plans to build a massive structure and site in the side of a marine mountain range? Fully planned out, fully like mathed and scienced out. Who's to say they didn't do it? And who's to say it's not just us being like...
I think, it might be bullshit, but I think there's an underwater naval base off the coast of the eastern seaboard somewhere.
Probably.
But it makes
like
sense.
I'm talking like this is a facility like you could like legitimately move a population of people into this facility that they found these plans for.
Oh, it probably exists. But my point is, we don't know what's at the bottom of the ocean. We know more about space than we do about the bottom of the ocean or what's in the ocean. There are probably cave systems, tunnel systems underneath the water that do lead to, say, Antarctica.
Yeah.
That pop up, and that's what these entrances are. And that is, if there are tunnels or some kind of passageway from deep in the ocean to both poles or anywhere else, this Atlantean or alien species that has been here probably before us, maybe they're the Martians.
Maybe. Excuse me.
They come and go from there.
Or we get to another ancient civilization, potentially, that's not actually really an ancient civilization. This is also theoretical.
No.
Have you ever heard of the Lemurians?
No, is that a shitty wine?
The Lemurians are a mythical or speculative race of beings associated with Lemuria, a lost continent believed to have existed in the distant past. Rock with me on this.
I'm rocking.
The idea of Lemuria was first proposed in the mid-19th century by Philip Sclater, a British zoologist who published a paper in 1864 titled The Mammals of Madagascar.
Well, anybody named Philip, he's trustworthy. I believe him already.
Yeah, to lick your fucking taint.
Hey,
now,
if it's clean, baby.
Mine's not.
Well, you're the wrong gender for me anyway.
But I got a solid like $16 in my wallet.
I'm like you. I charge by the pound.
That's enough to... My pounds or yours?
My pounds. I mean, I'm not as expensive as you.
Now, Sclater noticed that the fossil remains of lemurs were found in Madagascar, India, and Southeast Asia, but not in Africa or the Middle East. Now think of this geographically. Picture the world in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
You know where Madagascar is?
It's off the coast of Africa.
Yes. It's off the eastern coast of Africa.
Yeah.
So they're found in Madagascar, India, which is southern Asia,
right,
and Southeast Asia. So Indonesia, some places. I don't know if it's Indonesia specifically, places like that. But they are not found in Africa or the Middle East.
So
realistically, the closest physical connection between Madagascar and those other places.
So is he saying that Madagascar was part of this continent that broke apart, and Madagascar went south, and Asia kind of went north? It was the other part and went north?
To explain this, he hypothesized the existence of a now sunken landmass connecting these regions, which he called Lemuria, after the lemurs. Okay. So, yes.
Now, could it just be oceanic rise?
Could be. Madagascar's pretty far away from those other regions.
Yeah, but, I mean, the crust is the crust. And a lot, after the Ice Age, when the oceans rose, a lot disappeared.
Well, there's also, this automatically brought up the thought in my mind of marsupials. The majority of the marsupials living on the planet Earth today are in Australia.
Okay. Hold on a minute. I'm an idiot. For those that are like me, describe that.
Pouched mammals.
So kangaroos.
Kangaroos, wallabies.
Okay.
Echidnas.
Can I still say my most favorite video of all time?
The guy punching the kangaroo?
Or the one that's attacking the dog?
Yeah.
And he punched him, and that kangaroo just had that look like...
A kangaroo will fuck that dude up, though.
But he was like, what the fuck just went? Yeah. That guy just hit me. Didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
That is my favorite video.
Opossums and possums are also marsupials.
Okay.
But most marsupials live currently on that we know of on this planet are in Australia. Scientifically, if you turn back geological time,
okay,
unshift the plates and rearrange the surface area of the planet to what it once was during the development of all these species, not the ones we have now, obviously. There's like I want to say it was like a single-digit % chance that any marsupial realistically would have ended up on and surviving in Australia when everything started to shift. But yet today, they're mostly in Australia.
Now, is it possible, just to play devil's advocate, you and I both believe, I'm assuming you believe, man has been have journeyed the seas or traveled the seas
much longer than we think.
Professors and historians say. Could it be that old Noah dropped off a few of these after the flood, dropped off a few in Australia?
Yeah, or just
that basically man brought them like that. What's that one cryptid? They say is a cryptid that was brought over to America. And
the thylacine?
Yes.
The Tasmanian tiger?
Yeah.
It was brought to America.
And that's kind of started its own little population here. You know what I'm
Potentially.
saying? Potentially.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just throwing that out there.
Because that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't find it. I in no way do I encounter this as an impossibility that there's just happens to be lemurs in these certain areas. Because then you have to take into account predators, landscape,
right,
shit like that. Like, perhaps there's just too much. Like the Middle East, I'm sure I don't know everything about the Middle East, especially at this time, but maybe it just wasn't a viable living place for these animals.
They migrated like him.
Yeah.
Maybe they
or maybe we're just underestimating evolutionary repetitiveness.
I mean, it's hard. It's one of those. It's chicken or the egg kind of thing.
We will never know which came first, the chicken or the egg.
Because
the rooster.
I do believe that the continents are drifting, and maybe Pangea and these other. Isn't there the one you're talking about before Pangea, or was Pangea?
Pangea was all of it together.
Right.
And then you get into New Swaziland, and
Isn't New Swaziland? Isn't that the German basin?
New Swabia.
Oh, New Swaziland. Okay. But I mean,
Or Swazi. Maybe it was just Swazi.
because I'm waiting for, I'm still waiting and praying that California just breaks apart and goes all on its own.
I'm just waiting for our Lord and Savior Lloyd Christmas to come back and what the fuck?
You are fucking some shit up over there.
So anyway, yeah.
I don't know though. I mean, it's fascinating how things like that, how there can be animals from in India and that no clear present way or clear way it got there.
Mm-hmm.
But that's also how because weren't horses not native to North America?
I think they're native to Asia.
Yeah, and how they end up here.
Well, it's just like we talked about like last week or the week before that. Like most domesticated dogs are more closely related to a Chinese red wolf than a American gray wolf.
Right. Well, they're still a wolf.
Or like, what is it? Like a banana's almost as genetically like equivalent to us as like a chimpanzee or some shit. Like,
are you serious? I've never
some
heard
shit
that.
like that. Or like, there's no such thing as a real banana anymore.
Oh,
They've all just been cloned over and over and over and over again.
Real bananas really kind of small, and they've been genetically modified.
Yes, they are. Those big bananas you see in the grocery store, those are not real bananas.
No, you're watching.
There's nothing wrong with those little bananas. Those are good bananas. Those bananas will do the dishes. Those
do laundry.
Those little bananas will be nice to your mom.
Maybe run the vacuum too once in a while.
Those little bananas have morals. Those big bananas are just farces of bananas.
They will use you.
There's nothing to those bananas other than the size of the banana.
You want character in your banana.
You want a nice small banana
that's grateful
with a good heart.
Are we still talking about bananas?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, in the 19th and early 20th centuries, the idea of Lemuria was co-opted by the occult and spiritualist movements, transforming it from a scientific hypothesis into a mystical concept.
There's your first problem.
Let me see here. You'll know this one. Helena Blavatsky.
I've heard this name.
Madame Blavatsky?
Yes.
A prominent occultist and founder of the Theosophical Society, incorporated Lemuria into her teachings in the 1880s.
Was she buddies with old Aleister?
Maybe.
I think she was part of our Aleister Crowley.
Yeah. Now, in her book, The Secret Doctrine, published in 1888, she described Lemuria as the home of one of the, quote, root races of humanity, according to her.
This is going to get racist real quick.
Yes. Lemurians were the third root race, a highly spiritual and etheric race that existed millions of years ago before the rise of Atlantis.
And they were white, damn it.
They were also to be giant. They were said to be giant, hermaphroditic beings with psychic abilities who eventually became more material as time went on.
Okay, this is starting to sound... So basically no sex organ.
Hold on.
It sounds a lot like Grays, if you think about it.
Well, doesn't hermaphroditic mean they have both?
Oh, that's right. You are right. My bad.
Yeah. They get a P and a V.
Oh, you're right.
They can go fuck themselves.
I stand corrected. I had a brain fart. Excuse me. Don't blow me up in the comment section.
Yeah. Just wait. It comes 1/3 circle. The Lemurians were also described as the creators of the first civilizations on Earth and were closely connected to nature. According to Madame Blavatsky, Lemuria was destroyed in a cataclysm often attributed to volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, or other natural disasters, sinking it into the Pacific Ocean. Here's a fun one. In the 1930s, author Harvey Spencer Lewis of the Rosicrucian Order, popular, I don't know why, of all the people, you or I should be the ones that could pop off Rosicrucian faster than most.
Yeah, because I think it has some Masonic ties, too.
Popularized the idea that surviving Lemurians had retreated to Mount Shasta in California after the destruction of their continent. Mount Shasta has since become a focal point for Lemurian mythology.
It's a very precise, faraway place to migrate.
Well, it is now said that the Lemurians live in an underground city called Talos, located beneath the mountain, where they continue their spiritual work and interact with select humans.
Hollywood.
Or are they Bigfoot?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
This is all true.
We're coming full circle with this shit. We're connecting some really big dots here that don't need to be connected.
Again, described as being tall, luminous beings with advanced spiritual knowledge and technology. Blah, blah, blah. Tall, big, spiritually enlightened.
Hermaphroditic.
P and V. They lived in harmony with nature, containing or possessing deep wisdom about the earth and the cosmos. Here we go.
Ooh, here we go. Where are we going?
Many esoteric traditions attribute telepathy, energy manipulation, and interdimensional travel to the Lemurians.
Oh.
They are thought to have been in touch with higher planes of existence and universal consciousness.
So they were doing the ayahuasca.
Yeah. They were also, again, like the Atlanteans, alleged to be... Maybe lemurs came from Lemuria. Yeah, that's kind of what we said. Guardians of knowledge, like Atlanteans. That's kind of across the board.
Could they be one and the same, essentially?
The Lemuria-Atlantis connection being our next section.
Look at me, man. We are here.
Lemuria is often associated with Atlantis, another mythical lost civilization. Blah, 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 blah. Lemuria is said to have existed earlier, typically in the Pacific Ocean, and was more spiritually oriented. Atlantis, located in the Atlantic Ocean, is often depicted as more technologically advanced, but morally corrupted, leading to its destruction. Because that's really realistically what Atlantis was in the eyes of Plato. Atlantis was Plato's warning to humanity about their own inevitable corruption and how it would bring down even the greatest of societies. That's really what Atlantis was, the story of Atlantis.
Right.
Now, some theories suggest that survivors of Lemuria migrated to Atlantis, or that the two civilizations coexisted before their respective cataclysms.
Or could it just be the same place?
Now,
told by two different people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to think of an example. Say the creation, the Noah story, Christianity's Noah story. Every religion has a flood story. Same thing.
Yeah.
It's one and the same. It's just two different people telling a version of the same story.
Yeah.
And it comes up with two different names.
Now, again, along with that ancientness that the Lemurians brought into it, you get into the stuff that we won't touch on too much. The theories that there's dinosaurs and megafauna from the past down there, or even stuff that we've never seen or known of before.
King Kong.
Big ass jungles, oceans, the central sun, which is fucking interesting. I don't know about that. Secret portals or entrances, including, but not limited to, Mammoth Cave in Kentucky, Mount Shasta, the Himalayan mountains, and that's just the three like big ones outside of the poles potentially. Those portals are allegedly kept secret by governments or advanced beings to prevent outsiders from discovering the truth, which could also be extraterrestrials or reptilians living in Hollow Earth, pulling all the strings. Something we've also talked about, specifically the reptilians. I don't know why the reptilians always seem to be the ones that are like pushing buttons and pulling strings on the surface world, but they are.
They're cool like that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's fair.
You know, here, let me ask. Let's sidetrack this a little bit, or let's.
Not us.
It's very topical. I'm gonna bring a flat Earth into this.
Okay.
There are discrepancies in the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
I've said, is it possible that the Earth is actually bigger than what we think it is? And maybe there is some undiscovered areas, and that is what flat Earth. Flat earthers. A lot of people believe flat earthers believe there's a whole nother world on the other side of the ice wall.
Yeah.
So what if? This is just a what if. So I don't necessarily believe this. I'm just throwing this out.
A little bit of a whodunit.
If the Earth is bigger than what we have been told or what we think it is, and there is areas, continents we don't know about. There's more than the 7 that we know of. And this is a misunderstanding. Say they went into a cave system and popped out on the other side of the ice wall or whatever. Or crossed that barrier into the other part that we don't know about. And there is a whole nother world.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's very possible. I'm not possible. I mean, but I think that makes sense. That would make sense if the Earth is a little bit larger than what we think it is, and there is another continent somewhere that isn't on the maps, and somebody found a connection to it.
Oh yeah.
And that when they came out of the hole, they thought they were still in the center of the Earth.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's just as fucking valid as anything else. Well, just the fact that it's just not known, but just been there the whole time.
Yeah, I mean,
doesn't have to be an entrance into the planet necessarily, or maybe it's not like that's the other thing. In the planet, you know how fucking dense and thick this planet is.
'Cause the closer you get to the
core, the hotter it gets,
and the more intense the gravity.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes more sense than now. If you want to say a cave system, a vast cave system that people live in, like the natives out west. I forget what those people were called. That thing. That I could believe, but like a whole nother ecosystem with a sky, a sun, and all. I can't wrap my head around that.
Right. Now, there is some other shit that goes into this, but it's all speculative shit. It's all electromagnetic anomalies, magnetic anomalies, and period. It's everything that goes into every other fucking conspiracy theory within this realm, where it's like opposing reality or opposing what we know or what we think we know. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like seismic anomalies around different areas, which suggest voids within the earth, which I don't find that to be an impossibility.
No,
that's what caves are.
Right.
Magnetic field anomalies, like I said, fluctuations in the magnetic field could be evidence of inner Earth activity, such as a second sun or advanced civilizations, or
spinning core.
Yeah, or it's just crazy energy being put off by what we are pretty sure is already there.
And that would account for some of the Bermuda Triangle or the Alaskan Triangle, what we talked about last week.
Yes, yeah. And what you just said, I have backing for what you also just said.
Oh, look at us.
The Earth's magnetic field is generated by the movement of molten iron in the liquid core. The geodynamo effect, if you will.
Yes, because in the core, if it stopped, as we learned from Hilary Swank, if the core stops, we're fucked.
Well, and
we have to go and nuclear bomb it, and get it started again.
Fluctuations in the magnetic field are well studied and linked to natural processes like pole reversals.
Which is what leads into the pole movement, what we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
It's heading south, fuckers.
This one, missing satellite imagery of the poles. Who cares?
Could they just blacked it out because they don't want you to see what the bases are there?
Yeah, like who cares? That doesn't mean there's a fucking hole that goes to King Kong's house.
I do find it. What is that story? I think we talked about it on the podcast, but maybe it was
the pilot that allegedly flew over.
They're not allowed
the South Pole to save that guy's life.
Yeah, there was an area that was a no-fly zone.
The South Pole.
Well,
the South Pole itself is supposed to be a no-fly
a
zone.
certain part of it. They had access to fly from base, but there's one area that they were not allowed to fly over. And
my understanding is that it's like the magnetic South Pole is a no-fly zone for everybody.
And that's probably, let's be honest, it's probably just because the instruments don't work. Because even the North Pole.
Well, and he said that he just saw a hole that he couldn't see the sides of.
And they flew where they shouldn't have flown to get there quicker, and there's a massive hole there.
Yeah. And people are like, well, there's holes all over Antarctica from the salt water, the tides going up under the ice shelf. And I'm like, yeah, but it's not an ice shelf at the South Pole.
It is.
I'm pretty sure it's land.
Yes.
The North Pole
is all ice cap.
Yes.
Yeah.
But who am I?
Yes.
I'm just a stupid fat idiot.
Antarctica is a continent.
Yes.
Covered in ice.
Yes.
It has land and a pyramid.
Yes.
Apparently.
Now, where's my Nazi stuff? I got more.
Let's get to the Nazis.
I got more Nazi stuff.
Nazi beliefs. I see it.
Let's see. No. There's better Nazi. I got better Nazi stuff than that. Okay. The Nazis, particularly members of the SS and the Ahnenerbe, a Nazi research organization, were fascinated with mysticism, ancient civilizations, and alternative worldviews. Heinrich Himmler, head of the SS, we all know that one, was deeply involved in occultism and sought to prove the superiority of the Aryan race through myths and pseudoscientific theories.
And the Holy Grail, the Ark of the Covenant.
The Ahnenerbe conducted expeditions to Tibet, Scandinavia, and other regions to uncover evidence of an ancient Aryan race or mystical origins of humanity. Now, some fringe theorists claim that Nazi leaders were drawn to Hollow Earth theory because it aligned with their search for the lost Aryan civilizations like Atlantis or Thule, which we will get into, and hidden sources of power. The idea of an advanced hidden world beneath the Earth's surface tied into Nazi mythology about Aryan supremacy and hidden knowledge. Shaboopy. They went to there you go. New Schwabia.
Yes, that's the Nazi expert.
They did all that shit. That's Project High Jump. We've already talked about that 1,000 fucking times. If you don't know, Nazis, Antarctica. They definitely went there. Apparently had UFOs backing them up. Found Hollow Earth. Hitler's down there chilling, probably still alive according to how Hollow Earth apparently works. I think it's all horseshit, but we're going to move on. Then there's the post-war Nazi refuge theories, which is kind of the same thing for real. Like they escaped after World War II, the ones that didn't get killed or captured, and they went to fucking
they fled south.
Hollow Earth. Now, the Thule Society, which we touched on earlier. A German occultist group that influenced early Nazi ideology, and it promised ideas of Aryan mysticism, lost civilizations, and secret knowledge. Some claim the Thule Society believed in the Hollow Earth and considered it the home of the advanced Aryan race. And then we come to the Vril Society. Another esoteric group tied to Nazi occultism, believed to have sought, quote, Vril energy, a mystical force supposedly emanating from the Earth's core. According to conspiracy theories, the Vril Society aimed to harness this energy either through advanced technology or contact with beings in the Hollow Earth. Again, these were popularized by pseudoscientific history and all that other shit. Probably not true. They did go to Argentina, but they did also, in fact, go to Antarctica.
There's a stopping station.
Like that's confirmed.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah, like they were set up in Argentina, in Tierra del Fuego and shit.
They're German-speaking cities.
There's still Germanic construction and swastikas, which is another thing. The demonization of the swastika. I could do a whole fucking episode on that because I've kind of it goes deeper than that.
Oh, it goes deeper than Hindus.
There has been a swastika or swastika-esque form in like every fucking society or culture that's like ever been.
Leave it to old Adolf to fuck it up for everybody.
And it almost was from what we know, most of them were always a peaceful symbol.
Right.
So he just bastardized it.
That's
just
all.
to do it.
That's what the Nazis. That's what Hitler and the Nazis did.
Yeah. Okay. The Aryan myth. Nazis' beliefs in an ancient Aryan race tied into myths of a superior civilization. The hollow earth theory, with its concept of hidden beings, advanced beings, may have been seen as a metaphorical or literal home for this race. Which we now have Welteisler, the world ice theory, in which some Nazi officials embraced this fringe theory, which suggested Earth and the universe were shaped by ice and cold rather than gravity. While not directly tied to the hollow Earth, it demonstrates the Nazi leadership's willingness to adopt unorthodox and pseudoscientific theories. Debunking Nazi hollow Earth connection. You just do.
You throw Nazi
None of it. Look, right here. The New Swabia expedition was well documented and focused on mapping and whaling with no mention of hollow Earth experimentations or explorations. Now, there's also this thought that the Nazis or certain parties or groups connected to the Nazis were under the influence or under the thought process, if you will, of the Aryan race was or could have been Atlanteans or Lemurians. Specifically Lemurians, because of its connection with Madame Blavatsky.
What?
And a lot of Nazi German officers having a connection with occultism, which Madame Blavatsky was one of like the originators of modern occultism.
Well, let's look at
She basically wrote like the original textbook on modern occultism.
But here's the problem with the Aryan race.
It's dumb?
Well, yes, and it's a complete fabrication. Where is the cradle of society?
Africa.
And so even if you are a Christian and you believe the Adam and Eve story, let me let you know a secret.
They're black.
Adam and Eve were black.
Yeah.
They were bleak.
And even if they weren't black, they were much darker skinned than they are portrayed.
Because odds are, wherever you think it is, I would say Africa somewhere. There's some people who believe Iraq was the Garden of Eden or whatever. But man or our species started in Africa. And why are Africans so dark? Not because God cursed them. Because the sun shines pretty fucking bright there.
Yeah, melanin.
Exactly. And as we migrated...
This is really making me think of that scene at the beginning of Boys in the Hood. When young Cuba Gooding Jr., young Trey's explaining that everybody's from Africa. He's like, I'm not from Africa. You're from Africa. I'm from Crenshaw Mafia. And he was like, you're from Africa, whether you like it or not. He was like, no, I'm from Crenshaw. You from Africa, you African booty scratcher. And I was like, that's got to be racist, even though a black kid said it to a black kid in that movie. I'm pretty sure that's fucking racist.
But my point is, over time, as man and woman ventured out, especially when going into Europe,
their bodies changed to their
need the melanin.
They evolved.
Oh my God! So they got lighter in darker places because the sun wasn't beating down on them fucking 12 months a goddamn year.
And before anybody wants to try to twist that into me saying that other forms of human beings that are not black people are more highly evolved, no. Fuck off. There's plenty of animals that evolved from other animals that still exist.
Right.
I'm just saying they evolved to suit their environment.
Right. So,
I'm not saying that white people or Asian people are better than fucking black people. Because take my fat Asian American ass to Africa and see how long until my big ass cooks like a fucking scrambled egg in Arizona.
I mean, so the whole Aryan concept is bullshit.
Yeah.
It's
Especially
a
considering that,
delusional white people thinking they're important.
especially considering that the man pushing the fucking idea did not at all fall into the description of the great Aryan race. He did not have blonde hair, nor did he have blue eyes. He had dark hair and dark eyes, and he was part fucking Jewish. Which is a recurring fucking theme in this whole thing, because guess what? Hitler, who killed, 12 million Jews?
I
Part Jewish.
So I don't think it's 100% fact, but
I think his grandmother or his mom was Jewish.
I've heard
And
that.
I think Polish.
I don't know for sure. I know I've heard it. I don't know.
Okay, well,
I don't know if it's proven, but
It's a repeating thing, because guess who else? Jewish. Or part Jewish.
whom?
T.D. Bingham. One of the founding members of the Aryan Brotherhood prison gang.
Oh, I was like, where have I heard that name?
Also part Jewish. Had a fucking Star of David tattoo and started the Aryan Brotherhood. Granted,
Hey,
that's a lot different. That's a whole different thing. I'm sure
but isn't that not based on race?
I mean, prison politics wise, yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's about money for real.
yeah. Because what's his name that's out now? He was actually Native American.
No, he was raised by Native Americans.
But
I don't think he's bloodline. I don't think he
because
is.
he looks, he's dark complected like.
He's from California.
That's true. They're all hippies.
I don't know if he's like bloodline Native American.
Oh.
I think he was raised and like practiced those beliefs.
But-
I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't fucking know.
But my whole point is the Aryan race theory,
It's dumb as fuck.
because the older
idea
you
that anybody is better than anybody because of their color of their eyes and hair, period, is fucking stupid.
but because man started out darker.
Yeah, 100%. I think we can all agree. If you can't agree on that, you're just fucking stupid.
If life started in the African region, which is the cradle of civilization, is what they say.
Mm-hmm. Jesus was a brother.
was a little darker. He wasn't an Aryan.
Was that a New Year's Eve gunshot?
Probably.
I think it was.
But
Yeah.
that's what I find funny about the whole Nazi thing. You go back far enough, we were all black.
Yeah.
We were all people of color.
Just get the fuck over yourself. I love how it turned from Hollow Earth to don't be racist.
Don't be racist.
Don't be racist. I'm sorry, I stand by it. It's a really cool thought, but I'm pretty much done. Really cool thought, really cool idea, but Hollow Earth doesn't fucking exist. I'm sorry. Unless there's a portal to another realm, it doesn't fucking exist. Because the one thing I didn't touch on, there's multiple reasons for this. There's been seismographic fucking studies. There's been all this. There's been core drilling. But the fact of the matter is, one main thing,
Be hot as fuck, boy.
if it was hollow at the center, it like
We wouldn't have We wouldn't have a magnetic field.
all that aside, that's fireworks and gunshots.
Sweet.
Starting early.
Oh yeah.
But like physically, in the world of physics, this structure as we sit right now would just implode on itself if it was hollow.
That's if you buy
Which I do. I believe that gravity exists.
Can I have?
The podium is yours, sir.
I assume gravity has been proven,
I think so.
but
When you jump, you come back down. If your airplane engines stop working, you crash.
I assumed gravity has went past a theory and went into proven.
Yeah.
But there are some people trying to say that gravity is just still a theory.
I mean, I think
I don't know.
I would. I mean,
I don't know the
you can make.
scientific-
You can make. You can make the argument that it's a theory and that like we don't
It's not proven.
100% understand what makes it work. But even though we like do, but you don't like. It's kind of a toss up. You know what I'm saying? But like, I think we can all agree that there is a force that keeps us on the planet.
The firmament.
Sticky notes.
I think we're living in a snow globe.
We're just all in a fucking electric fence.
Actually, I firmly believe I'm starting to move this way, and we're going to talk about this next week.
Simulations.
We're in a simulation, so it doesn't. We're living on a round Earth and a flat Earth all at the same time. So
Well, if my life up to this point has been a simulation, I want a fucking software update.
I'm saying
This is horse shit. I'm on Windows 2. What the fuck?
If I'm in a computer game, the motherfucker playing me is one of our commenters. He's just don't give a fuck.
Yeah, right? Like, Jesus.
He's bouncing me up. I'm like that sim guy that keeps bouncing into the fucking wall.
So, yeah, I mean, the only other thing I could really touch on is I do have, like, scientific evidence against Hollow Earth 30. The seismology and the structure of the Earth itself. When earthquakes occur, seismic waves travel through the Earth, and by studying how these waves behave, scientists have mapped the Earth's internal layers being a solid inner core made of iron and nickel, a liquid outer core, a dense mantle, and a thin, solid crust. These seismic waves have behaved differently depending on the density and the composition of the material they pass through. Again, I mean, I will say, this shit could all be fucking tangential, if you will. Because we just don't have a handle on what we think we do as well as we do, but maybe we do. Gravitational measurements, which is pretty much what we've been talking about. The amount of gravitational force created on the surface of the Earth requires there to be a solid interior.
Well,
Like,
that's pretty much
the way we understand it, that's just what it is.
the bigger the object, the solid object, the greater the pull.
Yeah, and then heat flow.
Or, I would say solid, but
The Earth's core produces heat through radioactive decay and residual heat from planetary formation, and this heat drives processes like mantle convection, plate tectonics, and volcanic activity.
And
A hollow interior would be incapable or incompatible with any of those processes.
and plus, if there is such a thing, hollow Earth can exist because if you dig far enough, you're just going to fall
Yeah.
into
And
space.
Or it's kind of the same thing, like earthquakes, mountains, volcanic activity. That all depends on there being a solid mantle and as we know it, tectonic plate, but some type of moving, independent pieces
Right.
in order to support that to happen.
Yeah, plate tectonics has to be a thing.
And again, the biggest thing is with the strength of the gravity on this planet. If it was hollow, it would just collapse on itself. Which maybe that is what's going to happen. Maybe it's just waiting to happen, and that's how black holes are formed. Maybe we're just a black hole waiting to happen.
Maybe we are in a black hole.
And the black hole is already starting to show itself, and that's what the gravity is. It's just slowly forming and pulling everything closer and closer and further in and further in. And the people that have found Hollow Earth have just made their way through the black hole into the next dimension.
They've passed the event horizon. Or what if it's
it's all horse shit?
What if it's just, a vast cave system, which we know exists, and there probably is life down there.
Which some
sort.
We've all seen The Descent.
Of some sort.
Which
Maybe
low-key terrifying.
We know there's
like 9-foot tall cave crickets walking around.
Yeah, there's life, and that would explain reptilians, for sure.
The Queen of England, R.I.P., explained reptilians.
We don't want to piss off the royals. No, but that's kind of, there's probably the cave systems are so vast that we have not explored. We haven't even scratched the surface of them yet. There could be something down there. Maybe that's where vampires come from.
Nosferatu. I got to see that. That's apparently supposed to be really good.
I almost watched the 1922 version. It's on one of the things, but apparently they colorized it or something.
The guy that went full method actor.
Yeah.
Now, I guess this would be my closing thought on this. I have been pretty open as a book of a human being to say that... Shut the fuck up. That was a good one. to say that I think that Hollow Earth, it's fucking cool. It's a cool thought.
It makes for a great
King Kong movie.
Movies.
Yeah.
Right.
And it makes for good books. It's cool to think about. But if I'm going to posit myself in a world where that's potentially a thing, I would have to go out on a limb and say that if we're living in a world where that's a thing, everything else is realistically, hypothetically, pseudoscientifically completely off the table. If we live in a world where that is a thing, literally anything else that we think impossible would have to also be possible in the realm of in some realm of existence. Because in my mind, the only way Hollow Earth works is if it's a different realm of existence.
That you are,
or dimension,
right.
To put it more plainly.
And maybe that's what it is. Actually, you go into one of these cave systems, and there's a portal, and it takes you to a different dimension.
And again, like Pacific Rim.
That's more likely than
it just existing within our own Earth.
Correct.
Now, again, and what I'm saying is if I'm accepting that as a possibility, I then have to wrap my head around the possibility that anything is now a possibility.
Well, I think anything is a possibility anyway.
Kevin Garnett, anything is possible.
I mean, science.
You can go from not knowing how to fucking read your own goddamn rookie contract to being the champion of the world. Anything is possible. Verbatim, that's exactly what Kevin Garnett said.
Let's be honest. Science, we are in the infancy of science. And this is...
And we may never not be. It's kind of ever evolving.
We are so...
Stupid? Naive?
Naive, but we think we're so... We're like
our hubris is holding us back.
We are like a permanent 16-year-old.
Yeah, we think we're fucking
know
right.
Everything, and we don't know shit.
Yeah.
That's just mankind.
What's that fucking quote from... What movie is that? Fuck. Where the old guy's like trying to put game on the younger guys. He said, you think you know everything, but you don't know shit. Oh, The Principal. Oh. With Morgan Freeman.
Oh, yeah.
He said, you smoke crack, don't you? Don't you smoke crack? He said, if you want to kill yourself, don't fuck around with it. Do it quickly and expeditiously. He said, no, Mr. Clark, I don't want to jump. He said, Sam's, I'm going to let you back in my school. That was a fucking good movie. I'm going to watch that. I haven't watched that in so long. That movie's so fucking good. She said, Mr. Clark don't play.
But that is kind of our MO as a people.
Oh, yeah. Like,
we think we know it all.
How dare you fucking buck the system that is in place of what we think we know.
If you look at history, though, history is full of us finding new shit out. And
it being a fucking struggle for it to be accepted.
Right. And then sometimes it goes back.
Which has been going on right now. And both of us are on the not revolutionary, but the new wave side of the whole, Graham Hancock led Younger Dryas adjacent. We've been around and had technology longer than they say we have.
History is bullshit.
And I stand by that 100%. I think that Flint Dibble and everybody else can say whatever the fuck they want, but like, you have no evidence. I have yet to see any evidence that proves that it didn't happen. All I see is that, I have evidence that it didn't happen here. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, yeah, no, maybe not. And maybe it is. Maybe we are going to find it in Antarctica. Not saying that it's hollow earth, but Antarctica was not covered in ice forever.
No, it was.
There's fucking dinosaur skeleton. There's fossils there. So clearly.
And the Sahara Desert was a rainforest at one point.
Yes, so clearly poorly thermoregulating species of animals were able to live on Antarctica, which traditionally means a cold-blooded animal. So who knows? Maybe they're going to be like, oh, wait, we found a new caveman. Oh, shit, it's not a caveman. They're literally fucking had Dell computers 2.4 million years ago.
Well,
Some
like
crazy shit.
Somebody said in the comments earlier, the ancients were much more advanced than what we give them credit for.
Yeah.
Now,
Even if it wasn't fucking like computers and shit.
whether it's technology, spiritual or technology, I don't know. That's like the pyramids. I don't give a. I think I heard what's the other? Not Graham Hancock, the other guy, the younger, driest actual.
Russell Carlson.
Yeah, Carlson. I believe I saw.
Is that his name? Randall Carlson.
Randall Carlson. Yeah, I believe he firmly believes. I could be putting words in his mouth, but there was some kind of levitation technology that the ancients had to lift some of those stones. We could not.
Is he the one that brought the like a certain type of sound resonance
I don't
deal?
think it was him, but I think I've heard him talk about it. Right. There is a frequency that could possibly, if you sync things up, everything gives off a frequency.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I don't know the science of it, but that is plausible. Though breaking glass type thing.
Yeah.
The upper, yeah. When you match it up, there's strange things happen.
Mm-hmm.
But you just have to look at the Great Pyramids and all the pyramids. We could not replicate those.
No.
Today with our technology.
No.
Maybe with a 3D printer, a big one, a really, really big one, and you print it from the ground up. But we could not construct the Great Pyramid today.
Right.
With all our technology, all our brilliance, we could not physically lift the stones that they lifted.
And it's not just fucking the pyramids of Giza. First off, people need to stop sleeping on the fact that it's not just the pyramids of Giza. There's a bunch. Just in Egypt, there's a bunch.
Right.
What is it? Cambodia, I believe, has like the biggest concentration of pyramid-shaped structures in the world in one area, I think.
There's China.
Yeah. What is Mexico? I'm pretty sure has the biggest pyramid. It's like 3 times the size of the biggest pyramid in Egypt or some shit like that.
And
it's
LiDAR has found pyramids in the rainforest.
Mm-hmm. And roadways. Like let's just fucking everybody just chill the fuck out and let's try to get to the bottom of it. And stop trying to be right all the time.
It doesn't matter how they were built. The fact that they were built. And why is it so wrong to say maybe the ancients knew something we didn't know?
Which they definitely fucking did. They knew a lot of shit that we don't fucking know.
Yeah, so
because they were doing shit that we do.
Now they might have not had podcast, and maybe they were smart.
No, but
they
didn't have giant fucking multi-billion-dollar brewing facilities, but they were making fucking alcohol
and putting Why got in that shit or what's that? What's that?
Ergot,
yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's a party, bitches.
And then you start throwing fucking psychedelics in there, and there's no fucking stopping the human brain from coming up with some crazy shit.
It blows.
That's how it all happened. They all just did a bunch of drugs when they were building all these structures. They're like, how shall we move this great stone from this place to this? And then let's do drugs about it. And then 3 hours later, you see there's 2 guys moving fucking 10 tons worth of rock by just the 2 of them, and some other guys just over like, ha ha.
What was that?
I fucking told you so.
What was that whole teenage girl thing? Light as a feather.
Light as a feather, stiff as a board from The Craft.
They were just that shit.
Yeah, they're just
stoned out of their mind, tripping balls, and just.
They're just hitting it with the fucking uncle from Jackie Chan Adventures with the blowfish. You won't get that, but my 90s kids will.
No, I was an adult in the 90s. Thank you very much.
Physically.
Not mental. I'm still not mentally an adult.
So yeah, I think we can wrap it up with that. I don't believe in Hollow Earth. It's really cool. I'd be fucking psyched if it was true, but I don't think it is. Aryans are stupid.
We've covered that.
Unless you're Aryan Foster, fuck off.
Yeah.
The only cool Aryan I've ever known. Actually, that's not true. I knew somebody who's had a daughter named Aryan.
Aryan? Really?
Yeah.
Not Ariel?
Nah, she's black too.
Huh.
I was like, way to take it back.
There you go.
Taking it back. Doing just like the kid, did I ever tell you about the fucking Jewish kid that I went to school with?
No.
this kid.
Oh, maybe.
Wore a yarmulke and everything. And I was pointing out one day, I was like, you guys ever notice that we sit in alphabetical order in this history class? History class made it a little worse. And I was like, in alphabetical order, it's white kids, the Jew that wears a yarmulke, me, my mixed black and white friend, all the black kids in the back, because they're all like Williams and White and shit like that. And I was like, huh.
Alphabetical racism.
I was like, I know that he didn't do it on purpose, but it's either fucked up or funny, and we gotta fucking put a pin on it one way or the other.
Okay, we're starting at Z and going to A.
And then I said something one day, and the Jewish kid was like, "That's fucking racist." And I was like, "Racist? You want to talk about race and culture and stuff like that being a little harsh? You're sitting here, a practicing Jewish male, wearing a fucking yarmulke, and your parents named you Roman, motherfucker. You're telling me that's not a fucking dig? It's either a dig or we're claiming it for ourselves."
Roman. Oh, that's funny.
And he straight was like, God, I've never thought about that. Like, I'm like, yeah. You got named after the king of the Jew, the OG kings of the Jew killers before the 40s. They like Hitler killed a lot of Jewish people. They killed like
all of
the
them.
Jew. On top of a big number of them, but they killed the King Jew, like the most important of the Jewish people.
We are so going to hell for this.
It's true.
Did you just refer to the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ as
the King Jew? But they did. God, wow. They did. And your parents named you. And your parents fucking birthed you and were like, here is his yarmulke. We shall name him Roman. Why? You know why. Don't fucking question it.
Look under the basement door. Is it starting to glow? Because I think Lucifer's.
Why? Because I called Jesus the King Jew?
That is fucking hilarious. Oh my God.
I mean,
the King Jew.
It's either that or the most important carpenter.
We're ending on that note. We're ending on the King Jew.
He's the Tom Brady of Jews.
Oh God.
Because just like Tom Brady with the Buccaneers, Jesus was also the comeback king.
Yeah, you know. The original Walking Dead.
OG zombie.
All right. I think we're going to end it on that note.
And a strong man. I'd love to go back in time and see him like wake up from like resurrect and be like, I live again. And then have to spend like a couple hours while nobody's paying attention. Like, fuck. While he's moving that big ass rock. They're like, he was so holy. And he's just got his foot up on the inside. He's like, God damn it. Fuck me. Dad damn it.
Oh God. Oh, okay.
I'm making a Jesus comedy series where like every time he gets scared he's like, oh my dad. It's going to be called King Jew and the Cabbage Patch Kids.
All right. I think we better leave on that note before we get
call it at King
biblically
Jew.
banned.
You call it at King Jew.
I think I need to go to confessional now, and I'm not even Catholic.
I love Jewish people.
L'chaim.
Oh.
All right.
I love bagels.
You got my
See, if Jesus was here, he would say, "Oh, my dadness." Wait, that's goodness.
All right.
The good is just God with an extra O. It's so much better.
All right. We will be back next week. Thank you for everybody in the chat that spent their Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve with
stupid asses.
We apologize for the video issues, which seem to work itself out.
Sorry for calling Jesus King Jew.
No,
I don't think that's not racist, is it?
I don't. Anti-Semitic? I don't know if that's it.
How?
I don't.
He's arguably the most important Jewish person to have ever lived.
I have to find a rabbi and ask him. If there's a rabbi listening to this show,
I fucking hope there's not.
Please email us at gitmpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, see, it's a compliment to Jewish people. Your mom just said he's the king of kings. Jews are kings, and he's the king of the kings.
But just saying King Jew.
They control the weather, all right? Oh, God. The funny thing about that is that there's people that actually fucking believe it.
I know.
I say it as a fucking joke to make fun of those people, but there is somebody watching this or listening to this, and they're like, "That's not funny, man. That shit ain't funny.
You hit the nail right on the head there.
That shit ain't funny. That's almost as unfunny as the extinction of the white."
How did it go from the banking system to the weather,
dude? Right?
When did that happen?
There's some redneck sitting there. He's like, "That's almost as unfunny as the extinction of the white cornerback." We don't play about that.
All right, but we apologize for the video issues we had earlier. That worked himself out.
Yeah, I want to know what the fuck that was.
We will be back next week. We will be doing, I think, some simulation theory, talking about how
we got to like put some crazy ass fucking transitions into the computer so we can be like switch sides and shit randomly. My God, I find a soundboard that will reverse our audio. So we're just like, and now we're going to move on to the next theory.
I can do that.
Oh, shit.
I'm pretty sure I could do that. But what was I going to say? Fuck, I have no idea.
I'm going to get a shirt made with Jesus on it that says King Jew.
Yes. I'll probably be, I was going to say, I think we're going back. We might next week have our old camera on backup just in case.
Yeah, I don't understand like what else we're supposed to do with this scenario.
We might just go back to the old camera, and I might buy a new.
Oh my God, my fucking head hurts from laughing.
All right, but we will be back next week. Like I said, probably simulation theory. That's what I'm shooting for. I don't know. I've started research on it, but
so we're going to talk about how Jewish people are simulating all of our realities.
We might talk about how I'll be here on this podcast alone because Travis got struck by lightning by the King Jew.
Oh, God. That was good. That was funny. I enjoyed that.
We enjoyed our time with you, but we are going to celebrate our New Year's Eve, bringing the new year right. I will be on my knees praying for forgiveness.
Right to the King Jew.
And everybody enjoy your New Year's Eve. Celebrate safely.
Oh, sweet prince.
All right. We'll see you later. Take care.
Bye.